This is another episode of Standup Comedy, your host and MC, celebrating 40-plus years on the fringe of show business. Stories, interviews, and comedy sets from the famous and not so famous. Here's your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. We have some great stand-up comedy for you today. Two great acts. Our featured act, he was the warm-up comic, is a talented guy out of Los Angeles. He hasn't really gone on and done much. In fact, I think he got out of the business pretty early. But his name's Brian Catalina, and you'll hear him here doing a short set. But the star of this show is Rich Hall. That's right, Rich Hall. You may remember that name. He was a regular on Saturday Night Live, also was a writer and regular appearance on the Letterman Show with David Letterman. We haven't seen or heard too much of him lately because he moved over to England, where he is a prolific writer and television performer and an author. He's written 4 books. So in this stand-up comedy set, we have a little bit by Brian Catalina and the star of this segment, Rich Hall.
Hi, welcome to the tool segment portion of our show. And today we're going to be building shit the way men like to build shit. And we're using the 3 main tool groups: a hammer, a steak knife, 6-pack of bud. Stay tuned next week when we redo that electrical system with speaker wire. I like PBS. You got any other PBS fans here by applause? People with glasses on back here clapping very quiet. Oh yes, Brian, we like those programs. Sure, especially the animal mating programs, Brian. I can videotape that shit. We only need to watch it backwards. Occasionally. I like those animal shows, you know, because they help you understand how things came into being. It's nice. Always got some nice guy on there explaining everything, of course. The ring-tail monkey evolved a long tail, which enabled him to leap easily from tree to tree. Yeah, I think that's nice. I think 5,000 years from now, though, they're going to have a show on PBS about us. Yeah. A North American yuppie evolved an enormous rectum, which allowed him to move easily up and down the corporate ladder. Oh, the yuppie people are pissed. What's the matter? I can't scrape that Pete Wilson bumper sticker off the Volvo? I saw an interesting show on PBS actually today. My wife and I are thinking about having children. You guys got any plans for kids yet? No. Try to get married first. Pretty much get through that hoop first, yeah. We're at that point, you know, where you're like, should we have kids? Shouldn't we have kids? All that kind of stuff. So we're thinking about reading the books, all that jazz. You know, I was watching this PBS show today about different methods of birthing that they have now, which is really, you know, there's a lot of options. I didn't know that. Like, they have water birthing. This is where the woman actually gives birth to her baby underwater. I'm thinking, geez, what's a kid going to think if he comes out underwater? When he comes out, he looks, he thinks, Jesus, I'm a guppy. And in the Far East, they have this squatting technique. Have you ever heard of this? Where the woman actually hangs on a bar, you know, and gravity just, boom, the baby comes right out, man. He starts screaming right away, too, man. He hits that cold tile and boom. Don't need to slap him or anything. Of course, the conventional method of birthing is kind of weird, too. I mean, you know, what's a child's first impression that way? Baby comes out in an operating room. What's in there? Bright lights, naked woman, spanking. Thinking, holy shit, Mom's a porno star. I was over at my friend William's house. You know, he's got about a 1-year-old, so his little boy's running around and stuff. They just had a guy come out and childproof the house for him. He paid $480 to have a guy childproof his house. I'm thinking, geez, man, it'd be cheaper just go to the emergency room once in a while. You ever been to someone's house that's been childproof? It's ridiculous. You go in the bathroom, you try to lift up the lid, and there's just like this clamp thing on there. And you're like, you really gotta go. And you're in there fighting this thing. You want to go out there and ask your friends how to do the childproof thing. You know, like you're some kind of idiot. Finally, of course, the child wanders in and then does it for you. Talking about children, this is where my wife did that sticky. We get these little sticky arguments, you know. I don't know if you get in these arguments with your loved one, but about it's easier to be a man or it's easier to be a woman. And you get to that certain point. Well, it's much easier to be a man. You know, if I was a man, I think it'd be a lot easier. Right? And you know, we're trying to cool out on that. You know, after seeing these books on birthing and everything, I'm starting to have a lot more respect for women. I'm going, Jesus, that big, huh? Wow. Yeah. And I think men and women would get along a little bit better if we had to walk a mile in each other's shoes, you know? I think, I think men could make an effort to understand women a little bit better. Ladies, you with me here? That's true. It sounds like I'm sucking up, but I'm not. It's true. They have to do stuff we don't have to do. So I think to understand women a little bit better, all men should have to do the following. Number one, I think that all men should have to drive from here to Bakersfield and back in a pair of pantyhose that don't fit. I think that all men should have to open a six-pack of Bud cans while wearing a full set of Lee press-on nails. And I think all men, at least once in their lives, should have to walk through those doctor's doors and put their feet up in those stirrups. I don't want to do it. All right, Ben. I don't want to do it. Imagine him up in the stirrups. Hey, Doc, how you doing? What? What do you mean, scoot down? Women are cracking up. Guys are going, scoot down? The hell is that? There'll be a little chat on the way home tonight. Of course, fairness to the guys, I think the women can make an effort to understand us a little bit better. Guys with me here? Yeah! Married guys over here. I don't think so, Mr. Comedian. It'll be really hot tomorrow. We want to stay out in the garage all day. No, we do. We have to do stuff they don't have to do. So I think to understand us a little bit better, all women should have to do the following. Number one, I think that all women should have to pretend not to be afraid while searching for that burglar in a pair of red boxer shorts. I think that all women should have to successfully repair a color TV using only Scotch tape and a steak knife. And I think all women, at least once in their lives, should have to return that darn porno video in broad daylight and in person. Oh, Mrs. Catalina, your tapes. Oh, see here. Blade Runner and Butt Slammer's Holiday. Hold on just a second. Roy, you can stop looking for Butt Slammer's Holiday. Oh, Mrs. Catalina had it. 9 days late. My wife and I just had to go see a counselor because we're having kind of this communication problem. Or actually, she told me I was having the communication problem. She was saying that I don't communicate well. But if you guys have ever had that problem, I got good news for you because the counselor told me some great information. The counselor pointed out that there are certain things that men are just genetically unable to say. That's right, it's not our fault. Disease. I've had a lot of training. I've been working really hard on this, and I'm going to demonstrate several of these phrases for you right now. But before I do, I want to warn you guys, please, I'll try this at home tonight. Not a hard thing to do, so bear with me. Here we go. 3 things that men are genetically unable to say. I was wrong. Commitment. We are lost. You guys have been a great audience. I'm Brian Catalina. Thank you guys very much.
Brian Catalina, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. The wild man from LA. We're halfway through the show. You having a good time? Yeah! Oh, good. We're perking up as a group. I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have shows Tuesday through Sunday. If you have a good time tonight, these same people will be here tomorrow night. If you have a good time, tell your friends, and if you don't, kind of keep your mouth shut. Thanks. Shows Tuesday through Sunday normally. Next week, starting Tuesday, Rick Corso will be here. Very funny comic from Los Angeles. Again, you recognize him from his many cable and television appearances. Also, in our old Sacramento room, a gentleman that was out here recently, one of the top comics in the country. If you saw him, you could probably tell your friends what a great act he is. He's from New York originally. Mark Schiff will be downtown all next week, Tuesday through Sunday. Settle down. I knew you'd be excited. We hope that you're having a good time. A couple quick announcements. At the end of the show, these back doors were over here. Those are the fire exits. We do keep those locked and chained. Don't bother going that way. There are only exits back through those double doors over your left shoulder. Once you get out there, you can move down the hall to the right. That's where the restrooms are. And if you'd like to hang out after, the Magic Cat Bar will be open after the show. 60s music and videos. The comics will be out there after the show. And to keep things kind of festive, we have discount drinks after the show. $1 well drinks, $1 wine, and $1 draft beers for half an hour, or 30 minutes, your choice. And for those who've had a little bit too much to drink, we have free coffee after the show, as much as you like to make sure you're wide awake. Drunks for that drive home. It's very special. Remember our motto, drink up as much as you can and drive home real fast. And, of course, I'm at the coffee there. So free coffee after the show, discount drinks, the comics in the Magic Cat Bar. We hope to see you there. Right now, we're going to bring up our headliner because you guys want more comedy, right? Yeah! All right, everybody at this table right here. We're all staring at them. Okay, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, come to the stage. Our very special headliner tonight, a very, very funny guy. He comes to us from Montana. Very exciting to have him here. How about a big round of applause? Rich Hall, right here. Rich Hall.
Scott Edwards, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Edwards, your affable host, Scott Edwards. You don't seem too excited. Come on, how about another hand for Scott? Oh, worked so hard to build this club right here in this strip mall, and wasn't for him, this place would be a yogurt parlor. So right there is a good reason, or a taekwondo school or some bullshit thing. So I think you need some more strip malls in this town. I don't think there's enough. I definitely think you need some more Denny's. You know, there's not enough of those. One every 9 feet isn't enough. There's more Denny's here than stop signs. It's like a unit of measurement. How do we get to Laughs Unlimited? All right, you want the easy way to get there? Why do people say that? Want the easy way to get there? No, I want to be tortured on the highway for 18 hours. I'd like to go through as much construction as possible. Oh, you come down here and you come to a Denny's, and you go about another 3 feet, and you'll come to a Denny's. Go 17 more Denny's, 6 Taco Bells, 8 Palo Locals, and 14,000 car dealerships. God, there's a lot of car dealerships here. Sacramento is, I've been asking people why they live here. And they say, well, you know, it's 2 hours to Reno. That's 2 hours to San Francisco. 2 hours to Tahoe. You know, 2 hours to... Some guy, some torture artist, found the exact spot that was 2 hours from anything fun. Let's put it down here. People will come. We'll call it Sacramento. 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 I think that's a Latin word for a sacred car dealership. Worship cars. Oh, Ford dealership. Get down on the knees. Oh. So, yeah. About every 9 feet. Denny's is, this guy's a genius, apparently, because he knew that people get hungry at 3 in the morning, you know, desperate for food. Because why else would you go to Denny's? You gotta be desperate. Everybody's walking around thinking, geez, just 3 more hours and I get to eat at Denny's. I should call for reservations. Yeah, table 6. We like something near the kitchen. Yeah, we want a good view of the chef this time. Yeah, we're pretty sure it's Johnny Paycheck's twin brother back there. Yeah. What is he working on this time? A big Quaalude omelet? What the hell are they doing? There's always some guy back there, you know, just straight out of prison working on the order. One arm on the grill doesn't even notice it. Ooh, that's what you're walking around 3 in the morning, you know, especially if you're like me, you know, you're just sort of like desperate for food. one bad restaurant joke. And Denny's police, they got their own police force now. All right. We already worked with a comic with the last unlimited ranking on you. Okay. Nail him. Get him on a 579. Making fun of the waitressauruses. So, I'd be walking around like 3 in the morning. This is what Denny knew, and the guy won't even give out his last name. This is how much the food sucks, right? That he doesn't want to call him, boy, your food really sucks, Leave me alone, I'm Denny. So, always open. That's what that sign says. It's more of a threat than a promise, actually. How do you end up? You're just like, you're driving along during the morning. God, there's got to be a place open. It's like you press the accelerator and it's like Denny pulls up beside you or sucked into this big ptomaine magnet, just watch it. 3 in the morning, it's a good study in cultural anthropology, isn't it? Man, there's some people walking back and forth through the aisles there, just these human trolls and troglodytes and mutants. There's some kind of chromosome flea market going on in there. And there's people always screaming. There's always that one lunatic guy talking to himself or some imaginary character. Don't tell me I wasn't in the army. I was in the army. I served in Korea. I'm crying out loud. No, I know what I'm going. Where are you going? Hey, wait a minute. Come back here. You think, boy, how fucked up can you be when you invent an imaginary character and they walk away from you? He's having those guys, the religious guys running around with the Bible. I saw Satan in the waffle syrup. Satan's in the waffle syrup. I saw him. He's right there. God is in the moo cow dispenser, but Satan's in the waffle syrup. God, the moo cow. Worship the moo cow dispenser. And that's the manager, so jeez, what kind of people that waitressauruses coming at you with a menu there. Beehive hairdo up there, fruit particles stuck up in there. I don't even read the menu, just look at her hair. What's that? Onion soup today? Rice Krispies we got stuck up in there. Jesus Christ. There's one big shellac pit. What's going on? They bring you the menu. Doesn't it seem like the shittier the restaurant, the more pictures of food are on the menu? Denny's is like the Time Life books of shitty foods, It's just always have a picture of French fries on the menu there. Like, there might be somebody left on the planet who doesn't know what a plate of French fries looks like. Maybe mudmen from Borneo are coming in or something. Going, look, there's the French fries I was telling you about. I'm waiting for the mud to dry. I was telling about French fries. That's what they look like right there. Let's get some French fries. Grilled to perfection. They actually describe the food on the menu. Like you're really going to get a quarter-pound hamburger grilled to perfection. That's a big operative word at Denny's. Perfection. Like there might be guys in lab coats back there working on your order. Former NASA engineers back there working on a big schematic for a cheeseburger up on the wall there. You have a picture of you. Always very important grandson customer. Let's get this right. The guy with a jeweler's eye carving out crinkle cut French fries for him. Very important grandson customer. Let's get another one perfect. Woo! Right out there. Man, you don't care at 3 in the morning. Last good meal you had was a bean and Cheerio casserole. Eating out of a Frisbee over the sink at 3 in the morning. A shoehorn for a spoon, what do you care? Goddamn food out. Everybody's eating at Denny's at some point. So, REM ordering breakfast at Denny's. Oh, that's right. You'd think they'd be hipper than to be called at Denny's at 3 in the morning. But there they were, and REM. Very hungry. When they ordered it, it looked something like this. This was REM ordering breakfast at Denny's. That's great. I'll start with a milkshake, scrambled eggs and fries, burgers, and some marmalade. I have a rib steak, wild rice, baked potato, tossed salad, blue cheese, holy olives, no tomato, pickle beets, mixed sweet bagels, and lox, please. A1, tartare, where the hell's the salad bar? Veal peas, cottage cheese, service goat soup, with some navy beans, ejected from a combat slice, stuck beside a street, baby, you got turkey chip and gravy running down your neck.
That was Rich Hall live on stage back in the day in my comedy club. It was so great to have him. He went on to some fame and fortune with Saturday Night Live and the David Letterman Show. And he's a huge success over in England, which is really interesting. But anyway, and we also had Brian Catalina on the show, and you heard me as the MC and back in my early days as a club owner / MC. So anyway, a little bit of stand-up comedy for you. I hope you enjoyed hearing Rich Hall live on stage before his fame and fortune. And we'll be back next week with a terrific interview from the stand-up comedy industry. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Stand-Up Comedy, your host and MC. For information on the show, merchandise, and our sponsors, or to send comments to Scott, visit our website at www.standupyourhostandmc.com. Look for more episodes soon and enjoy the world of stand-up comedy. Visit a comedy showroom near you.